It's 11:30 p.m. I'm single. I'm at the grocery store. Who else does this? Like, I feel like we need a club. Like, hey, I'm single. I'm at the grocery store. Hi, how you doing? Can you help me reach that bag that's right in front of me? What do I say? What do you guys do? Do you guys... I really feel like I'm gonna meet my man at the grocery store, and it's just not happening. I look at rings. I look for rings now, so we have that covered. But I'm not meeting anyone at the grocery store. And I love grocery shopping. I do. I enjoy it. I think it's peaceful. I like comparing prices. I love all that. But I know men typically do not like the grocery store. So let me know. Do you look for do you guys look for singles at the grocery store? I'm interested to hear your comments.
Hey y'all, it's day 3 of me trying to find my future husband. But today we are in Home Depot and this is the outfit.
But let's continue.
What's up, babe?
Are you my future husband?
I don't know if I want to get married right now. Though.
Oh, he don't want to get married right now. Okay,
Why
so
you want to marry right now anyway?
oh, it's okay. I'm gonna find my next one. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Babe.
All right, so okay, thank you.
What's your name anyway?
Ocean.
Ocean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. So the girl I met, she told me to check another location because that's where they have all the great material people at. So we're gonna go there tomorrow. So stay tuned. Guys, it's day 2 of me trying to find my future husband, but today we're at Lowe's. Okay, y'all, I just met somebody. He said that he could build a bookshelf for me, so maybe this hack really worked. But I couldn't record because it happened too fast. Y'all definitely come to Lowe's. They got them at Lowe's. Hey guys, today is day 4 of me trying to find my future husband, and we are at Lowe's. And I'm wearing this cute little dress, so... Yes, I'm just looking for my future husband. They said that, you know, I could find him at Lowe's. So, yeah. Some guy just asked me if I was married, and I said, no, I'm looking for my future husband. He was like, oh, I'm right here, but you're gonna have to share me with my wife. What the hell do I look like sharing somebody? Hell no. I'm going back to Home Depot.
Big head, yeah, it's me. I know. I said I ain't never call you again, but Trump done cut my benefits and rent due in 2 days. I messed up, baby. I see you now. You wasn't controlling. You was leading. You told me get a job and stack up. I laughed. Now Section 8 ghosted me like I did you. I'll submit now, baby. I'll cook. I'll clean. I'll even get up and go to work. For real this time. You can have my whole check. Just let me come move in with you. I don't even like being independent no more. I'm tired of paying bills by myself. I thought I wanted to be a boss chick, but the boss life expensive. I'm sorry for not listening when you was with me. You was right. I was the problem. You was trying to build, and I was trying to...
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 14, starting off at verse 16. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done the hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through AIDS, so much more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. Kol Holayim La, Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rekak, Kodash, Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. 2nd Esdras chapter 14 verse 16. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. And that's what is being formulated and constructed by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah to bring forth these evils, these judgments. Okay, to to have the process of the mirth to cease. And as we see and as we know and as we continue to see the transformation of this man's rulership and how we govern the earth, and also the necessities, the benefits that he has given women in general, especially the Israelite women, but just women in general. They're finally the ones that actually have some damn sense and really, or really want to adapt back to their natural nature that the Lord ordained for them. They're finally, feeling and seeing that reproach, that shame in the error of their ways, and drinking the wine, the philosophies, the nonsense of Babylon, man. Okay, because you have these women doing stuff like this. You have women literally begging, uploading videos to social media platforms, begging men just to look their way. Just to look their way. Okay, and also if you notice too, because Isaiah 4:1 is literally about to hop out of the shadows, man, or right around the corner, whatever statement you want to use. Isaiah 4:1 is literally at arm's reach. Okay, but you notice at the end of this so-called black woman with these blonde dreads, man. God damn, man. But Salakia, you notice at the end of the clips that she that I put together for y'all, that a dude came up to her and said, I'm your husband, but you're gonna have to share me with my wife. And you heard the response. I'm not sharing nobody. What do I look like? This and that and blah blah blah. But it's gonna come to the point you're finally gonna realize, because again, let's read the precept. And this is why I brought this precept out. Now, this ain't gonna be a long lesson. It's gonna be a short lesson, straight to the point. 2nd Esdras 14 verse 16. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. So evils are going to intensely and greatly multiply upon the earth. And as our beloved elder Kasap always states, these women are not going to want to get right and really, smell the coffee and wake up to reality is when, bloodshed is right in front of them. Death. Okay, no security. You can't dial 911 for backup. The benefits that you had are going to be non-existent. Again, bloodshed, death, famine, pestilence. Okay, no 911, no this, no that. Okay, and all that. I'm not sharing you with nobody else. That's just gonna go out the window, man. Okay, because in actual reality, you women are actually already sharing 10 to 20% of men already, having children by 10 to 20% of the same men. So you're technically already sharing men to be realistic. But when it comes to a man, an actual man that is a representation and also a servant to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, just because he's not wicked, he's not of this world, he doesn't bring mayhem, chaos, he's unstable. Just because the men of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai seek righteousness and not evil, which those are the ones that you seek after, that's boring to you. You need some type of excitement, some type of drama. Okay, but again, when these greater evils come, 2nd Esdras 14 verse 17, for look how much the world shall be weaker through AIDS, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. So you're going to realize you need protection. You're going to be asked out. Okay, literally asked out. Okay, so all that, that feminist, talk, and you being liberated and everything else, that shit's gonna go right out the window. Isaiah 4:1 is literally at arm's reach. It's about to jump out of the shadows, man. Okay, because men are literally what you should be, choosing your peace over some box, and furthermore, some box that's more than likely probably polluted, has a great abundance of bacteria, and amongst other things too, man. Okay, but let's continue, man, because I made a statement, and it's of prophecy. It's of prophecy that this is going to happen. Those perilous times, and that word perilous goes into what? Danger. So let's grab that. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. So that word perilous, let's look up that word perilous real quick for edification's sake. Okay, because those days are literally, here, and it's only going to get worse, man. Okay, it's only going to get worse. Okay, perilous in the etymology online, which is an adjective, it says full of danger, risky, involving exposure to death. Because that's all that's going to be out here is death. There's not going to be no love. What it states in the book of St. Matthew 24, verse 12, the love of many shall wax cold, man. So love is not going to exist. Okay, nobody's going to have sympathy, compassion, or consideration towards your life. To look at you as a valuable specimen, human, etc. of mankind. No, man. Nobody's going to give a fuck about you. Everybody's going to worry about themselves, man. Okay? So perilous, full of danger, risky, involving exposure to death, destruction, or injury. Also, spiritually dangerous. Okay? Dangerous, hazardous, danger, attempt, risk. Okay, and we got the point. We got the point. So these times to come are going to be very hectic. Are going to be very what's the word I'm looking for here? Very harsh. Okay, because the Lord is going to be pouring out His righteous indignation, man, upon the earth, man. Okay, and if you don't have Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, guiding you and protecting you, you're out of luck, man. Okay, and also to you women, just because you have a man, if he's not a man of Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, and doing what the Lord told us to do, then you out of luck, man. Unless the Lord puts the spirit, in that 11th hour for y'all to repent, and the Lord has mercy upon y'all. But other than that, you're out of luck, man. Okay, and I know a lot of you men too. A lot of you men, okay, are only really in this truth, for that Isaiah 4:1. Because you still have the mind of a nigga. That niggerdom shit, thinking about, I'm gonna get all this pussy when Isaiah 4:1 come. I can't wait to get all this pussy and have these women, get back in their right mind, this and that, and this. Okay. Furthermore, first, Salakia. First of all, Salakia, women are more than just a piece of ass, man. And when all hell breaks loose, and Isaiah 4:1 is really a full course, full throttle, pussy's gonna be the last thing on your mind. Busting off a nut, and getting some fellatio is gonna be the last thing you thinking of. You're gonna be thinking about survival. Okay, and to be honest with you, the Lord's gonna have to have a heavy spirit on you to even, have a stable mind to be able to, accept women to, follow you and protect them, man. Okay? Point blank period, man. Okay, so, it's more about than just busting a nut, man. Okay? Especially when it comes to women. Women have value too, man. And it's more than them just opening their legs to you, man. Okay? So if that's what you're really thinking about when it comes to, Isaiah 4:1, all the pussy you're going to get and everything else, man. The Lord is not going to bring no woman your way. Matter of fact, the Lord might destroy your ass. And that's just being speaking as a man. Okay? Because you got to look at the whole big picture, man. Okay? You got to count the cost, man. All right? But the perilous times, again, the destruction, the bloodshed, everything that's going to be brought forth, that's what's going to make these women, submit back to the natural state that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah ordained for them, man. You know what she said in the video, I'm not sharing, no, man, what I look like. That shit is going to go out the window. Okay. And furthermore, she might have a cousin, a girlfriend, a best friend or something like that she might bring with her to give to you for protection, to have another a woman. Okay. But all hell has to break loose. Again, bloodshed right in front of their face. Literally, you know, death is literally about to take them out. You know, constantly, left and right. All right. Not just a one-time thing, then everything go back to normal. No, it's going to be a constant thing to really make these women realize that what Esau has told them and taught them was bullshit. You're literally going to have women begging, pleading for a man to take them, man. It's going to get to the point, okay? Because this, you know, just going to Lowe's and, you know, having women speak up against, you know, the nonsense, the indoctrination of this devil, you know, the liberation and, you know, the strong, independent black woman and all that nonsense. You know, you got women speaking against that shit right now. So the stages is being set, you know, everything is being prepped. But again, the main thing is when Yahweh Shemi Hawashai let this devil run loose. You know, let him run unstable. Okay? So let's close out. Let's go to Isaiah 4:1. Let's read that. Okay? Because again, when they come to you, man, hey, look, man, the Lord's going to give his true men the spirit to be able to discern which woman to actually, you know, bring under his wing. Okay? So these women can say whatever they want to say, but the Lord's going to give his men the power to be able to discern the ones that's actually being truthful in that moment. Okay? And not just, you know, trying to, you know, be deceitful. It's Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, okay, in that day when all hell breaks loose, Jacob's trouble is to the max, etc., man. Okay, no security for you women. Again, you're assed out. Okay? And you brothers, it's not just about no damn pussy. Okay? And you know shit, maybe the Lord might let you get some, but still, it's look at the bigger picture, man. Look at the bigger picture. It's gonna be about survival, man. Okay? Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7. Okay, and again, 7 represents completion. So you might have 7 women, you might have 27 women, you might have 50, you might have, you know, 60. And you know, we believe through the Spirit also too. Okay, that there are going to be a lot more women saved than men. Okay, amongst the 1/3, Salakia. Okay, and damn, I lost what I was going to say. Maybe they'll come back to me. But let's continue on. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of 1 man. Okay, so you're gonna share that, man. You ain't gonna have no problem with going back to your rightful position that Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah has constructed for you. Okay? Righteousness shall flourish and be brought back upon the earth, man. And your ass is going to get in order. Okay? I believe a woman goes into female servant if I'm not mistaken. Okay? Saying we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. And that's why you have sisters right now that know how to sew, that know how to make garments, etc., dresses and all that, man. It's a preparation, man. And that's a beautiful gift, man, to be able to get fabric and make your own apparel for your household, man. You know, that's a beautiful gift, especially for you beloved Akwaf that know how to do that stuff now, man. You know, and the Lord sees. And also, too, you know, you sisters that's in the background that don't say nothing at all. Don't even, you know, say shalom, this and that. That's literally in the background watching the videos, man. The Lord sees all y'all commitment, subjection, you know, your dedication. You know, you really putting your best foot forward, your best effort. The Lord sees all that, man. You know, just like the Lord sees his men doing everything that they're supposed to be doing. So our labors of love are not done in vain, man. The Lord is, you know, pleased and happy with everything that we show forth. Okay. We will wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name. Okay, and how do you be called by a man's name? You become his wife. So how do you become his wife? Okay, that man, obviously he, to, what's the word? God, man, Satan's always working. I can't think of the exact word. It's in my mind, but I can't think of it. Obviously to make it concrete and to stamp it and establish it. I can't think of the correct word, so we'll just use that. The final act is the act of sex. Okay, and in actual reality, how it's really supposed to go, the woman's supposed to be a virgin, and you break that woman's hymen, and that's like a blood covenant between you and that woman. That starts that bond. Okay, and why do you think when a woman is with a man for so long, and the man is basically laying his foundation, I don't want to sound, basically releasing his spirit, his specimen in that woman, every time they have intercourse, and also she's around that man, she start mimicking that man, talking like him, and also she knows what he like. So just imagine, in the kingdom, when we get the new bodies, and if you have women that that you bring in the kingdom with you, that decide to be your wives, you got to realize that when we get those new bodies, and the women that came with us under our names, them new bodies, man, that reproductive organ is going to be brand new. It's going to have a hymen. So you're actually going to pair bond with that woman. You're actually going to experience sex. Okay? And women are actually going to love their husbands, their children, etc., man. Vice versa. Okay? Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach, because to not be married, to not be in your rightful position is a reproach, man. Okay, and it's out of order. But again, righteousness, okay, and order shall and will be brought back upon the earth, man. Okay, so hey, man, you Akim, wa Akwaf, Isaiah 4:1 is literally right around the corner. All right, you sisters, man, keep on, doing what you got to do to meditate upon, righteousness. Okay, our ways that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua gave us are correct, man. The ways of this Western society have continuously kept us disconnected and filthy and vile and an abomination in the eyes of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Okay, gotta let go of the nonsense and embrace, as it says in the book of Jeremiah, the old paths, because that's the correct way, and that's what we're going back to, the correct way. Okay. And a man also too, a man has the capability of loving more than one woman. And trust and believe, every woman will have a benefit towards that man. Okay? Even if all his wives can execute everything, that man will have a special benefit with him and that woman on each of his wives. Salakia. So Lord willing, man, I hope and I pray that this is edifying, uplifting, and informative to the truth and say Aki and Wa Akwaf. So with that, I'm just going to say, Shalom.